Hi everybody, this is Mrs. Rahab Abubakar. Today we are going to study Unit 7, all about sports, in your new Hello course. Let's start. Here we have a reading text about history of sports. I just want you to skim the text, pick out the unknown words, and try to guess their meanings. Okay, we have here the words in red: indoor courts, poles, score. We have also experts, racket. We have many words here. Just try to guess their meanings. Now, let's know the meaning of these words. Key vocabulary of the lesson. Indoor courts. Buildings where sports can be played. Example: there are indoor courts in Egypt for basketball. Indoor courts are useful during rain time. Another word, pole. It's a noun. A definition: a long thin stick of wood or metal, often used standing straight up in the ground to support things. Example: the tent is supported with a pole in the middle. Another example, a flag fluttered from a 40-foot pole. Another word, score. A verb, which means to win or get a point, goal, etc. in a competitive activity such as a sport or game, or in an examination. Example: they scored 2 goals early on in the game. Another example, she scored 18 out of 20 in the spelling test. Another word, racket. It's a noun, which means a net fixed tightly to an oval frame with a long handle, used in various sports for hitting a ball. Again, a net fixed tightly to an oval frame with a long handle, used in various sports for hitting a ball. Example: he holds his tennis racket with a tight grip. Another example, he threw his racket across the court. More words. Outdoor. It's an adjective, which means existing, happening, or done outside rather than inside a building. Example, the hotel has an outdoor swimming pool. Another example, a number of outdoor concerts will be held during the summer. Another word, referee, a noun, which means a person who is in charge of a sports game and who makes certain that the rules are followed. The referee whistled and the game was over. He was suspended for 4 matches after arguing with the referee. Another word, spectator, noun, a person who watches an activity, especially a sports event, without taking part. Example, will spectators please stay behind the rail? Another example, they won 4-0 in front of over 40,000 cheering spectators. Opponent, a noun, which means a person who disagrees with something and speaks against it or tries to change it. Your rival in a sport. Example, she had a decided advantage over her opponent. Decided here means impossible to ignore, clear. Another example, she hit the ball so hard that her opponent had no chance to send it back. More words. Accurate, an adjective which means correct, exact, and without any mistakes. The number is accurate to 3 decimal places. The plans should be drawn as accurately as possible. So accurately is the adverb from the adjective accurate. Another word, expert, noun, which means a person with a high level of knowledge or skill, a specialist. Example, we need to bring in an expert to deal with his problem. He's an expert on 15th century Italian art. Contrast, a noun, an obvious difference between two or more things. There is a marked contrast between his character and hers. Another example, there is a striking contrast between what he does and what he says he does. Self-respect, a noun which means respect for yourself, which shows that you value yourself. He felt what he was being asked to do took away his dignity and self-respect. Another example, what he did during his life raised his self-respect. More words. Necessary, an adjective, needed in order to achieve a particular result. He lacks the necessary skills for the job. Another example, is it necessary for all of us to be present at the meeting this afternoon? Obligatory, adjective, describes something you must do because of a rule or a law, etc. Example, the medical examination before you start work is obligatory. It is obligatory to study for the exam. Across, used as an adverb or as a preposition. From one side to the other of something with clear limits, such as an area of land, a road, or a river. They are building a new bridge across the river. Her books and clothes were packed into chests and shipped across to Canada. Helmet, a noun. A strong hard hat that covers and protects the head. It's very risky to ride your bike without wearing a cycle helmet. You cannot come onto the building site unless you're wearing a helmet. Now it's time for our reading part. Okay, let's use our vocabulary now in the text and try to understand this text. Sports history. Some experts believe that tennis was first an Egyptian sport because the word racket is very similar to the Arabic word rahat, hands. Other people believe that it was invented by the French in the 11th or 12th century. By the 13th century, there were as many as 1,800 indoor courts, so people didn't have to wait for good weather in order to play. In those days, players had to hit the ball with their hands. By 1500, the game was played with a wooden racket. The very first tennis balls were made from leather filled with horsehair or wool. Today, tennis balls are rubber and have to measure 6.54 to 7.3 centimeters across the middle and weigh from 56 to 59.49 grams. Basketball was invented in 1891 by a Canadian PE teacher, James Nesmith. In that year, he thought, I must find a new sport for my students to play in winter because it's too cold to play outside. The new game could be played inside in any weather. James Nesmith tied two baskets to poles at each end of the court. A player had to throw the ball into the basket in order to score. At first, before the bottoms of the baskets were cut off, a player had to take the ball out of the basket after he or she scored. The game is now very popular, although you must practice every day to be good at it. Now let's move to some language notes. Here we have the word racket and the word rocket. Of course, the racket is used for playing tennis. The rocket, something which travels into space. We need a racket to play tennis. I can see a rocket in the sky. Indoor plus noun equal indoors. Outdoor plus noun equal outdoors. Okay, let's differentiate between indoor and indoors, outdoor and outdoors. Okay, the word indoor and outdoor are adjectives, so they must be followed by a noun which they can describe. Indoor activity, outdoor activity. Okay? Indoors and outdoors are adverbs. Okay? They are not followed by nouns. Football is an outdoor sport. We stayed indoors to play chess. Wooden means made of wood. This racket is made of wood. It is wooden. In order to is followed by infinitive, which means so that, and so that should be followed by a clause or a complete sentence. He studied hard in order to get high marks. He studied hard so that he could get high marks. Although should be followed by a sentence. Despite should be followed by either a noun or a verb plus ing. Although he played well, he lost. Despite playing well, he lost. Refer to, which means indicates. Referee, as we said before, he is the person in charge in a certain sport. What does this word refer to? What does this word indicate, or what does this mean? The referee gave a red card to the player. Now, time to practice. Choose the correct answer. The opposite of outside is inside. A place where we can play tennis is a, yes, think about it, try to find the answer, exactly, court. We can hold up a tent by using, yes, poles. We use a space to measure weights, grams. We need 2 space to win a sports game, exactly, score. Hala's cousin is a very good space she will compete in the Olympics. Athlete. There were about 20,000 space at the football match. Spectators. Okay, number 8. Mariam got a space for winning the sports competition. A trophy. The space stopped the game and told the player to play again. The referee. Our team is playing well, but our space are playing better. Opponents. A space decides if something is right or wrong in a match. Yes, a referee. Okay, now it's time for our language functions. Our language functions today is contrasting information. How can we link two contrasting information? In the past, the Olympic Games were held in Greece only. However, the Olympics are held in different countries. So, using however is one of the words that we can use to link or join two contrasting sentences or two sentences with contrasting ideas. Another sentence, although there have been changes, it's always a great achievement to win a game. Also, although is one of the words that we can use to link sentences or to join sentences with contrasting ideas. Okay. Here, choose time to practice, choose the correct words. It's an achievement to be an Olympic athlete. However, it's really hard work. Okay, another sentence. Basketball players need to be tall. Choose between in addition or although. Some good players are short. Although. Space, I really enjoy playing speedball. I don't have any time to practice it. Although. I enjoy watching tennis on TV. Space, I never played. Exactly, however. Rewrite the following sentences. He is strong, but he can't lift his bag. Yes, can you use although in this sentence? Yes, exactly. He cannot lift his bag, although he is strong. Okay. Although it was raining, he went outside. Okay, can you use however in this sentence? Exactly. It was raining, however, he went outside. I want you to pay attention to the punctuation in the sentence of however. Okay, we use it exactly the same way we use furthermore and in addition. Okay, can you notice the punctuation? Okay, it comes between two sentences after a full stop and it is followed by a comma and it's written in capital letter. Okay, now we have come to the end of our show. I hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you and goodbye.